Hello. In the next few days and weeks, I will be working on some NHL scrapers and I will be posting them on my website. So I've created a page called Scrapers on my website, hockey-statistics.com. Uh, and in here, I'll put the NHL scrapers as I built them. So for now, there's just one scraper, a schedule scraper, which will get the data directly from the NHL API. And you can get schedules from dating all the way back to the very first season in the 1917-1918 season. And the scraper is built so that it scrapes both the schedule and then use that to calculate the standings in that same season as well. But in order to use it, you just have to download it, and then you may have to change the privacy settings within Excel. So this video is just me showing you how you can use it. So the first thing you need to do is you just need to click on it and a download should start. And we just open the file. Yeah, and now it's open and you just have to enable editing. And then afterwards, you also have to enable content because we're getting the data from an external source. We're getting it from the NHL API. So we just have to say enable content, and now it should be ready to go. So the scraper works so that you select the season you want to scrape. So we could select previous season, for instance, and then all you have to do is you have to go to data and say refresh all, and it should update the schedule. But based on the privacy settings, there may be an error, so we'll just have to wait and see. And scraping one season takes around 20 seconds or something like that. Yeah, so there's a privacy levels error. This is something you can change in the settings. But for now, we'll just ignore it. You can either ignore it or you can change the privacy setting to public. That's the same thing. And we have to ignore it twice because we're getting the data 2 times. One time for the schedule and one time for the standings. So now it can get the data. And again, it will just take a few seconds. Yeah, and that's it. Not quite, I guess. That's it. So now it updated the schedule. So now you have games played in the 22-23 season. And it shows the game time, the home team, away team. It shows the result, goals by the away team, goals by the home team, and whether it ended in regulation, in OT, or in shootout. And it will also fetch you the standings that very season. So that's how the scraper works. Now let's just open the Power Query editor, so you can just select either one of these, doesn't really matter which one, and just go to edit, and this will open the Power Query editor. So in here, we can change the privacy settings. So we can go to options and settings, query options. And then we can go down here to the current workbook, and we can go here and we can see it says ignore the privacy levels. That was what we ticked just before. If it's set up here, then we have to tick it once more and it will automatically go down here. But the other option is to go to the global option. So this will affect every single time you open a workbook in Excel, not necessarily just this one. So I don't actually know what the default setting is. I think this one is the default setting where it asks for every single file. Now, the other option is to just say always ignore privacy level settings. It depends on where you're getting your data from, but in my case, I'm pretty confident just ticking this one, and then I never had to think about the privacy settings again. So I'm just ticking this one, and then all the scrapers will work perfectly fine on my end. So you can do the same thing. So this is how you use the scrapers that I'm building. So it's really as simple as that. Again, you can scrape every single game since 1917, 1918, and all the way up to this season. It will take some time if you're scraping every single game because it has to fetch the data from the NHL API and it has to do a lot of calls to get that data. But I think it will take somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes to get every single game. But the point of this schedule scraper is that you can actually get the newest data. So if you just go to the 23-24 season, it will fetch you the new schedule. So if there's a game postponed or something like that, it will update that as well. And you can even get the results from each game. So that's it. I'll just end the video here and talk to you soon.